And that means we need to think of ourselves as prompt engineers. It's kind of a cool word, right? And within prompt engineering, we want to focus on not just prompts, but parameters as well. And that's what we'll focus on in this video. Now remember, our AI individual or guide is really a brilliant 3-4-year-old right now. In fact, actually, by the time you watch this video, maybe he'll be or she'll be a 5, 6, or 7-year-old, who knows. But just as a motivator for you, this can be your life as soon as you master prompts and parameters. You'll just be sitting by the pool or by the lake doing whatever you want while the class teaches itself. Of course, that's not true, but anyways. All right, let's look at our basic prompt here. Create a 100-word conspiracy theory on why teachers have summer vacation. Okay, and here's what it kicks out. What if there's more to teachers' summer vacations than meets the eye? This conspiracy theory suggests that the extended break serves as a sinister purpose orchestrated by those in power. It is believed that during this time, teachers are subjected to intensive reconditioning and ideological indoctrination. All right, that came from our basic prompt. Now let's add some parameters to that. And you might ask yourself, hey, what is a parameter? And that's fairly simple. It's basically when you tell AI how to respond to your prompt. So let's look at this example. Include references to Star Wars characters, make it 200 words in length, and add a 15-line poem at the end, and act as a writer from a Seinfeld episode. Now these are parameters off of this basic prompt that we just used. And here's what it returns. Here's the Seinfeld episode. Jerry. So George, have you heard the latest conspiracy theory about teachers and their summer vacation? George. No, Jerry. What's the theory this time? And it goes on and on and on. Here's the poem that we asked it to write. Now, here's some sample parameters. You can talk about tone, audience, structure, format, time, and perspective. And this is available inside Cine Academy in the course. And for some reason, you could always get it here if you needed to, but probably in the course is the only place you'll ever need it. Just letting you know it's there. There's also the as a parameter. And this is where things can get entertaining, because you can ask AI to act as somebody, something. For example, as a teacher, friend, parent, scientist, child, doctor, storyteller, coach, tour guide, news reporter, whatever you want. Let's do an example. Here's the sample prompt at the top. What dinner recipe does a wolf like? And I'll add the parameters. As a wolf who just got back from therapy, as a pirate with no meat, can you imagine? A wolf not eating meat. In a table format, you want to output it in a table, as if you were on the TV show White Lotus. And it will give you a response, usually pretty entertaining. Now, if you need some prompt help, this is artificial intelligence after all, and you can ask AI for help. I need help with this prompt. Can you improve it for me? And here's the prompt. Create a 100-word conspiracy theory on why teachers have summer vacation. And this is the prompt with parameters down there that you could use or modify. So we have an understanding of prompt engineering now, I think. Let's do an example with Romeo and Juliet, as told by Taylor Swift, of course. Now, you might be familiar with her song, Love Story. All right, there we go. That's Love Story by Taylor Swift, which is all about Romeo and Juliet. And we can ask AI a basic prompt. Compare Romeo and Juliet with the Taylor Swift song Love Story, and it gives off this response. Okay, great. But let's add some parameters. Remember those guys? Here's some of the sample parameters I put in. What is the vibe? We can even use cool modern language like that, right? Put it in a chart. Put it in a table. Lexile level of 200. I want MTSS tiers, and I want UDL, action and expression. Here it is, this kind of table. Romeo and Juliet, the vibe from the Shakespeare version, intense, tragic, dramatic, doomed from the start. The Taylor Swift version, the vibe is romantic, hopeful, defiant, and a fairy tale ending. This is what it might look like in a chart. So this would be the tone, tragic, intense, and dramatic for the Romeo and Juliet version, hopeful, romantic, emotional for Taylor Swift, themes, love, fate, secrecy, and conflict, and themes for Taylor Swift, love, rebellion, perseverance. So we could see a nice comparison here, and this gives you something to work from to design a lesson for students or something students can use to help with their work that they're doing. Here's if you want to make it this same table or chart at a Lexile level of 200. So feeling, sad, and serious, love story version with Taylor Swift, hopeful and happy, ending, they both die, and Taylor Swift, they stay together and get married. She's so much more optimistic. Here it is with MTSS tiers. So family role, for example, tier 1, compare with students' families using a chart. Good. Tier 2, sentence starters to talk about rules at home. Tier 3, yes, no choice board about family rules. And you can add to this by popping in the UDL. This is the expression. You can have more going over on this side. You can see I just wasn't able to put it in there. And you can see you end up with this really cool chart or table that you can ask to download as a file that you can upload to Google Drive or Office or whatever you happen to use. Gives you something to work with. All by using parameters and telling AI, hey, this is what I want. Again, these are those sample parameters. All right, I think you get it. Thank you very much. I hope you're a Taylor Swift fan, or you are now, and I'll see you soon in the discussion.